Today's review is a really special one. It's a pen I've wanted for a long time, and I was able to pick one up at a pretty reasonable price recently. It is this pen. This is the Caran Leman. Caran is a brand from Switzerland, beautifully luxurious brand, and this is a pen model I've admired for quite a while. So this is the bicolor version. It's got a lovely gold nib on it. Let's check it out today. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff, and please consider becoming a member of this channel, where for a small monthly fee you'll get early access to my videos, you'll get priority comments, and eventually we'll do some members only Q&As as well. All the support you give goes straight back into this channel and allows me to purchase pens like this to review for you. So let's check it out. This is how this beautiful pen comes packaged. This is a beautiful outer sleeve. Like, the feel of it is lovely. The quality of the printing on there is great. Get a little bit of information, all that kind of stuff on the side. That comes off and you're left with a beautiful black box. It's lovely. Nice red line around the edge there. It's beautiful details like that. And then you open it up and the pen is there. Now, obviously, I've been using this for the last little while, but a couple of details I just wanted to quickly point out. Firstly, once again, the beautiful print on the inside of the box, but also the Caran logo there embossed. What that means is when you open up this box and you see your beautiful pen, you're given a prestige experience with the pen. I'll take that out, and then under that pen bed, that's the little bag it came with, you get a little owner's guidebook, all that kind of stuff, and a couple of cartridges. And once again, it's details like how those little cutouts are done that make a huge difference here. Now, I understand we don't buy the pen for the packaging, but when you're buying a pen of this quality and this price point, you expect nice packaging, and Caran have absolutely nailed it there. But let's talk about the pen. So this is the Caran Leman Bicolor. This is the black and chrome finish. The chrome finish on this is rhodium and silver. It's beautiful. It's got the nice logo in the top there, and around the cap it says Caran and then Swiss made. So this is a Swiss made pen. Caran is a premium luxury Swiss brand, and the Leman, I suppose, is their flagship pen. There are a number of different versions of this. When I bought this, it was three that I was looking at: the Gromble, and then the Terre d'Ombre, and this bicolor one. And looking at my pen collection, I knew exactly what I wanted. Now, I don't do matchy with pen and ink color, but I do like to not clash. So, like, if I'd got the Terre d'Ombre with that sort of green finish, if I'd wanted to put a blue ink in there, that wouldn't sit right with me. So that's the main reason why I get a lot of black pens. There's the basis of the law of the Mick L. Offstage Me law here. So anyway, let's talk about the parts and features. That slanted top there is a beautifully Caran feature, and that carries down nicely with, a sort of an angle that meets halfway on the clip and then down the center of the clip, which is like a peaked clip there, which is really nice. It's spring loaded, so it's beautifully functional and strong. The cap swells and it has these sort of facets all the way down the clip, and that the cap, and that's absolutely beautiful. And as I said, Caran Swiss made, laser engraved there. I believe it's laser engraved. You still step down onto the barrel, and the barrel continues and tapers, and we get a chrome end there. So this is a lacquered metal body. It's got nice substantial weight, but the beautiful lacquer and the quality of that work, they're known for the lacquering work and the multi-layers and polishing and stuff that goes into it. And this is absolutely no exception. It's gorgeous. It is a twist cap, and it comes off in less than one turn. But it's incredibly secure because there's a little O-ring just there at the end of the threads. So when you cap it down, once that locks down, it's not going anywhere, and it's beautifully airtight, but it is super convenient. Now, you do get a metal section, and it will pick up fingerprints and all that kind of stuff. And it does taper quite a lot. It's a relatively narrow section there. Little flare, and then the beautiful 18 karat gold medium Caran nib and plastic feed there. This is a gorgeous nib. I love the shape of the nib. I love how much it kind of flares out. And then with those sort of almost Art Deco kind of striations down the nib, and then their logo there in the middle as well. Just beautiful. then, open it up and it's a standard international cartridge converter. So this is a Schmidt K5 converter that is branded with Caran. But you can use the Caran cartridges or this, or any other cartridges. You can see I'm running a little low on ink now. I've been using this pen a lot. This is the second fill. There is another O-ring there, and it's metal on metal threads, and it holds that down really nicely and strongly. One of the things I've always loved about any Caran product I've ever used, be it the 849 ballpoints, the pencils, the sharpener, all those kinds of things, is the fit and finish and the attention to detail is what makes a huge, huge, huge difference here. It does post. However, I don't post this pen to use it. I think it would be fairly safe. It's got a nice sort of plastic liner in there, so it's not going to necessarily damage it, but I don't want to run that risk. And also, it makes it a little bit back heavy. If I hold it further back onto the threads there, it's not too bad. But I find this pen very comfortable in it because it is such a nicely weighted pen in the hand. Unposted, it makes it a very comfortable writer for me. So that is the Caran Leman Bicolor, a beautifully simple pen, elegant, kind of, I wouldn't say old-fashioned, but it's definitely got like a classic vibe to it. There's no mistaking that this is a fountain pen, that this is a classic fountain pen, that it's a luxury fountain pen in every way. It feels it, it exudes that quality. For the size comparison, traditional Lamy Safari, so we can all get a sense of it, it's about the same length there. It's probably just a couple of millimeters longer there than the Lamy Safari when it's capped. Uncapped, it's a little shorter. Now, it's not a full number 6 size nib, but it's bigger there than the Lamy nib, but it is a little bit shorter. That is my preferred writing size, but they both do post here, and they come out to once again be a very similar sort of length. But where the Caran has its strength is in the weight and how beautifully substantial it feels in the hand. So what are the dimensions of the Caran Leman? Well, it is 142 millimeters when it's capped. It's 127 when it's uncapped. So it is on the slightly smaller size, I guess you could say, but it's very comfortable. And it's 164 when it's posted, if that's something you want to do. Now, the section, as I said, is a little narrow. It gets down to about 9 millimeters at that sort of midpoint, and around sort of closer to the top, it's around the 11. And that's where I tend to hold it. It also makes it a nice length away from the page. The widest point at the cap is about 14. So it's not a super girthy pen. It's just a good usable size. And that's another thing I love about this pen, is the fact that it is just so comfortable to use. Now the pen weighs 55.5 grams. So as I said, not a lightweight pen. A lot of metal in this pen's body. 33.5 in the body of the pen, so nice, is a substantial weight, and 22 in the cap. So as I said, when you do post it, you are putting quite a lot of weight on the back of that pen. Now let's see this beautiful pen writing. This is a medium 18 karat gold nib. And I'm not sure I said, but it comes in fine, medium broad, and double broad. Very good. The ink in this is a Robert Oster ink. And it is School Blue. This is one of my favorite Robert Oster inks of all time. And as soon as I got this pen, I knew what ink I wanted to put in it, and I've not been disappointed at all. Let's do some writing. It's really lovely. Nice sort of round nib. Not super wet, but definitely wet enough. Reverse writing is a little dry and very thin, but possible for a word or two. Not a flex nib. I'm going to be very careful because I don't want to bang this nib up. But you can get a little bit of line variation. Just please be careful. Quick writing. Like, absolutely no issues. I wouldn't expect any issues. This is a very, very fine writing instrument. You pay a lot for it. You expect a good writer. And this is one of those pens where you absolutely get that. So what does this pen actually cost? Well, In local Swiss currency, in the francs, it's 690 francs. So not inexpensive. That works out to be about 870, 880 US dollars and a little over 1,200 Australian dollars. Now, I bought this pen myself because it's a pen I've wanted for a long time, and I waited for a really good deal and was able to get it at a considerably lower price than that. So keep your eye out, watch for the sales, but it still was not an inexpensive pen. Like, it's a pen that I had to consider buying, but I had wanted one for a long time. When I was in, little side note, when I was in Tokyo last year, I went to the Ginza Caran store and was just looking at these Lemans, and I could have bought one on the spot. These are beautiful pens, and it's a brand I really love. I love the 849, both the ballpoint and the rollerball and the fountain pen. I love so many of their pencil products and so many of the other accessories and things that they do. And so having the Leman fountain pen in my collection was one that I knew I needed. And so I was happy to pay a fairly substantial amount of money for it. I'm really glad it writes as well as it does. But it is not an inexpensive pen. You are getting 18 karat gold nib, but it is still a cartridge converter pen, for instance. And some of the other versions of the pen do cost a lot more. This is like on the lower end of the Leman price range. So just keep an eye out. But what are the pros and cons? Okay, the cons are, for me, is that section is a little on the narrow side. If you hold it right down near the nib, it is quite thin. I hold it further back, almost on the threads, and they're very smooth. There's no sharpness at all. I tend to hold it a little bit further back because it also means that I get the pen at a really nice distance away from the page for actual writing. But it is a narrow section. It is also a metal section, so it is going to be slippery and pick up fingerprints. If that's something that you don't like, this may not be the pen for you. The other issue I have is, while it posts nice and secure, the back weighting of it is a little bit off, in my opinion. So what are the pros? Okay, firstly, I think it's got a timeless design. It looks like a fountain pen. It's not trying to do anything new. It's just trying to look like a beautiful fountain pen, and they do that absolutely beautifully. I think the different versions of this pen are beautiful. As I said, that Terre d'Ombre, the Grand Bleu, stunning pens. It is a beautiful model that lends itself to beautiful versions. I love this version because, of course, black and chrome being like my preference. But also like the little like striations and lines down the cap and things like that. It just elevates it to a very elegant design, in my opinion. I love the build and the tolerances. As I said, little things like the O-ring so that everything locks down beautifully, the smooth threads, like the spring-loaded clip, all those kinds of things are just beautifully done. It's well made. I've got no faults with this pen in terms of the design and the build quality in that respect. I think it's a very comfortable pen for long writing sessions. I have done extremely long writing sessions with this pen, and if I'm holding it slightly further back, I have no issue. I'm not finding my hand slipping around. I'm not finding it too thin. It's just extremely comfortable. But the star of this pen, in my opinion, as it should be with a fountain pen, is probably that nib. It writes beautifully, it writes consistently, it writes wet enough, but not super wet. It just makes it such a lovely writer. This is a pen designed for writers. They want you to write with their pens. And they've done an amazing job here with the Caran Leman Bicolor. So thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, and consider becoming a member of this channel. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.